Hi, my name is Tom Shadyac, and I am with the film I Am, the writer and director of I Am, here at the Port Townsend Film Festival. I Am is a personal story, really about how to birth a better world, and I experienced a life-threatening injury that forced me to rethink my priorities. And I'd done a number of films, some of which you may have seen, Nutty Professor, Liar Liar, Bruce Almighty, Ace Ventura. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something a little more personal, kind of the story that was underneath those stories. So I examined two questions in the film: what's wrong with our world and what can we do about it? And the exploration, well, I didn't know where it would lead, turned out to be a very hopeful and positive journey. Seems to be connecting with people and uplifting audiences. Yeah, I teach at Pepperdine. I was recruited 4 years ago, fell in love with it, fell in love with the students. I'll tell you one quick story which will define my teaching and my teaching experience. I was with my attorney the other day, and he was very discouraged. And he said, "Tom, I look at the world and I'm discouraged." And I said, "Well, you need to hang out with more young people because they encourage me. They're full of life, they're full of openness, and they really do want to do things differently." So the experience for me has been, I've learned as much, of course, as I think they've learned. And it's kind of given me hope that they can do things differently. Well, my class started out as a screenwriting class. I co-taught with another teacher named Nancy Dodd. I developed a class now that I call the first class was Show Business Potpourri for 100 and Life, and it just turned into Film and Life. So we use film as an access point to talk about life, because film is really allegorical. They're modern-day parables, if you will, in which we can access a discussion about choices that we make and can make in our lives. So we show them films, much like you'd see here at Port Townsend. We show them documentaries, we show them narratives, and then we turn the cameras off, get something to eat, and talk and have a conversation. I think it's very needed at schools. You know, we put kids into curriculum, we ask them to figure out their lives before they have the values, before they have the sense of who they are, what they want, and their sense of purpose. So these are the conversations that we have. I try to ask the young kids three questions. What do you love to do? What do you want to do for your, what you'd call career or occupation? And then what's the theme of your life? Because all movies have themes. What's the theme of your life? And those three things should line up. They shouldn't fight each other. We shouldn't compartmentalize our lives. They should line up, and that's what we call integrity. And that's the conversation that we have. What is the theme of my life? Well, I'll keep it personal because it is personal, but I will share that I'm a servant. I consider myself a servant. So I want to serve something, whether it be art, whether it be divine energy, whether it be love. I want to serve and serve to the best of my ability. Well, the exciting thing about the next generation is I think they have a chance to do what my generation didn't do as well, or didn't have the opportunity to do, which is to merge this new technology with what you'd call time-tested traditional ethics. So if you could imagine taking the ethics of an indigenous culture that was long-term in its thinking, sustainable in its philosophy, respectful of all creation and life, and take that and marry that with the curiosity that we have, the creativity that we have, the ingenuity that we have, creating these new technologies. That's what I think this new generation is interested in doing, bringing an ethic to the technology. Technology is actually neutral. We look at it as good. That's why Norman Mailer said, technology is the devil's greatest invention. Because we just think it's good. Oh, there's more technology. Look, it's going to make our lives easier. And it's not necessarily true. It's neutral. You can use the internet to help the world or to hurt the world. I think the youth today, I think that they're ready to meet that challenge. Again, it's about unity, integrity. So taking technology and then integrating ethics into technology, vision, purpose. And the fear, it's not a fear, but it's a question. And the question is, will they do it? It's a question for every generation that has a step to take. Will they do it? Will they get caught up in sort of the malaise of our current culture, or will they actually step outside of it and and birth something new and better. So that's their challenge. Well, I have very little fame. I do have some excess resources. I think the question that our culture needs to ask itself and each individual is what's enough, and for myself, and that's personal. Someone might need a lot more than I need. And I've been asking myself that question, and so as long as I have a roof over my head, and I don't need much space because I don't have kids right now. If I have kids, maybe I'll need a little more space. And I love to play. My sort of indulgences are I bike pretty much everywhere, and I like to surf. But the excess resources that I have, now I invest in people. I invest in, I work with a group called Free the Slaves that are freeing slaves throughout the world. There's 27 million slaves still in the world. We didn't end slavery because the mentality behind slavery still exists. So we didn't end it in 1885. I work with a group called Invisible Children, which is trying to end the longest running war in Uganda. So I try to support them with resources. My family runs St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, so they have my time and attention whenever they need. It's the largest pediatric cancer research institute in the world. So there's various groups that I work with, and that's kind of where I put my investment dollar, and also in various ways to heal the planet, because I do think we've done our share of damage, and we have a bit of cleaning up to do. How has my experience been with the Port Townsend Film Festival? It's been wonderful. I didn't know anything about the festival when we got the call. They had said they were kindred with Mountain Film, which is my favorite film festival in the world, in the universe. I'll make that statement. And just that kinship alone, I think, attracted us to be here, and we've found the people. What is it? PTFF. I call them people that are frickin' fabulous. We've been embraced, and there's a spirit of community around here, and they're very gracious to the artists, and they brought wonderful people. Festivals are not just about the movies. They're about the people behind the movies and the people you meet. And we've met wonderful people like the gentleman Javier, whose film won yesterday for Best Documentary for Once in My Life. You have the people from and Interviews 50 Cents, Aaron and Ethan Boehm. These are quality people that are using their art to make a better world. So we love it. We'd love to come back. This is a beautiful place. Much appreciation. Well, no festival like this happens with a snap of a finger. Jeanette has put on a wonderful festival, her staff, all the volunteers that work behind the scenes. No film gets shown without a volunteer taking a leap and saying, I'm going to give a few hours to make this happen. I think that's something that our culture does and doesn't do well, is that we always elevate the people on the top, the directors or writers or producers, the actors, but it's the people below that allow us to do what we do. And to all the people here who helped, this is as much your festival as anyone's. We owe it to you. Well, thanks very much for watching. My name is Tom Shadyac. We appreciate your time, and visit us again. Peace.
Yeah.